Does this trend of third round running backs continue? Do you think, Brian? And then
I
let's jump
hope
into
not.
your late round guys.
I hope not. The only one that I would be okay with picking with one of those picks right there is if Tajay Spears somehow falls.
Mm.
If he was there and they took him, I'd be like, he's really good and he's a perfect scheme fit. He's
Yeah.
fast, he's got good hands, great vision, just like nasty jump cuts. Like he's
Does him
really good.
having two torn ACLs on the same knee bother you?
I didn't know that.
Little
I
Frank Gore vibes. One was in high school, one was in
all
2019. So it's been 2 years since his last one,
All I
but
watched was the tape. The tape
tape's
is
great.
incredible. He stood out at the Senior Bowl. He was like the best running back there by all reports. I love him. Yeah,
Oh,
I
look
mean,
at
I
this. We got 49ers royalty, the queen of the 49ers Rush Road Trip. What's up? Victoria Morgan in the house. She says, can't wait. It is absolutely incredible. We have a meeting right after this, Victoria and I.
there
We're
you
trying
go.
to find a spot in Santa Clara to throw our pregame parties the night before. She is working valiantly. And man,
Nice.
awesome to see you in the chat. I love it. So walk us through, Brian. Let's talk about some
So
of these late round guys.
I got like my philosophy on running back is you never draft a running back early, but you draft a running back every year.
Ooh.
So you draft one every year, but you don't do it until like the fifth round because
Shanahan agrees with the second part of your axiom, not the first.
well, it's like think about it. Like in my opinion, running back, you so much of rushing success in the NFL is the blocking scheme and the blockers. You know, how much are they generating? The running back itself, it's what are you generating in addition to that? And are you a scheme fit? You can find scheme fits late in the draft if you know what kind of scheme you're running and who you're looking for. And with running backs, like, why are you spending such a high pick when there's much more valuable and expensive positions? So draft one every year. Just don't do it till the fifth. If every year we draft a running back in the fifth, sixth round, I'm okay with that because they're going to wear out. You need three or four of them on the roster. You just got to find a guy that's a good scheme fit in that fifth, sixth round range. You spend your top 4 rounds on the more important positions that they're the ones. The offensive line creates value for the running back. The
Right.
running back just has to like, how big is that hole that they have to run through? That matters more than can they run through a hole? Because ton of college running backs can run through the hole, but the blocking determines how much runway they have.
Right.
So that's kind
Well
of my
said.
philosophy with running back. I got 3 though.
I'm pretty low on running backs. I don't like again, I have one first round running back, Bijan. I have two second round running backs, two third round running backs. Like my running back list is low. I do not value them at the top. I depreciate their value much like a lot of teams do, but I do think that those are good fits. So running backs, let's hear some of your guys you like.
So again, this is like you're drafting late in the fifth. These are guys that I'd be like, I like him. Evan Hull, Eric
Ooh.
Gray, Chris Rodriguez. So that's
I'm
like
highest on Eric Gray out of
against
your list. There we go. So why these guys? How do they fit with the Shanahan scheme? What is it that stood out about those guys to you?
So the guy that I think fits the least, but I have the highest grade on is Chris Rodriguez. Um, really fun, just downhill, powerful, high acceleration, and he's just gonna squeeze through a gap at 220 pounds. He's like 5'11", 6 foot, 220, and he just full speed with really good feet, just hits gaps and just weaves his way through the second level and just guys just drape on him. And it was every single time I saw him get tackled, it took 3 guys to tackle him.
Yeah.
Like just the arm tackles, if you hit him from the side or anything like that, unless you have a good grip around his legs or you have 3 guys on him, he's just downhill powering through gaps. I think he's a better fit in like an inside zone or a gap scheme, but just he was so fun to watch, just the power, explosive speed downhill, and I think he could work in the wide zone. one thing that I was trying to watch when watching running backs, because there's not as much wide zone in college. So you want to see if they have the traits for the wide zone. And for me, a lot of that is just ankle mobility and flexibility, because that's how you can like plant and cut. I do think that he has the ankle flexibility to run a wide zone. And again, you get a guy with just,
He's huge,
acceleration and power who breaks a lot of tackles and runs as hard as he does. I think he'd be fun.
right?
I think he was
I
averaging like 6 yards a carry and just he was awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
5.2 yards per rush. And I saw a lot of him because he was with Will Levis. So, you're going through and, doing a lot of these. Whenever I watch defensive backs, I want to watch them against a good quarterback. So if I could find any tape against Kentucky, Ohio State, Alabama, whatever, I want to value them. So I watched a whole bunch of Kentucky tape just because Will Levis and, the defensive guys. And Chris
Yeah,
Rodriguez, man, that dude's huge. He scares me a little bit.
he's
He's a
fun.
big dude.
I think he would be like the perfect he's similar to like who's the 3rd round running back we took last year that didn't play? TDP, Ty Davis
Yeah.
Price. Similar to him, but I like him better.
Gotcha. Oh,
But,
wow.
like,
Interesting.
well, you know what I mean? Kind of like a powerful, downhill, compact runner who doesn't really have show much in the passing game. Like, very similar, but I like Chris Rodriguez's acceleration more. The TDP thing, I didn't really get it. It doesn't seem to be working. We'll see. Um, but he would be in, like, the similar kind of powerful downhill kinda guy, so
I like it.
he
All right,
was
let's pick one more of Evan Hull or Eric Gray. Which one do you want to highlight? I know it's tough,
um,
right? Because you
let's
fall in love
go
with these guys.
Let's go Eric Gray because I know you don't like him.
I do like him. I'm higher on him than
Okay,
the other three. I do not like OU at all, but no, I liked Eric Gray. I thought
yeah.
his tape was I liked him a lot. Niners have met with him. Take it away. 5'9", 207, OU running back Eric Gray.
Good vision, good angles, does really well just, like, navigating through traffic, weaving in between he does really well, splitting defenders. He's a very decisive runner, I wanna say, like, technical. Like, I feel like he's a very technically savvy kinda runner, like, everything he does, he looks like he's been coached up very well in how to play running back in terms of, like, your feet, your vision, setting up blocks, reading angles, all that kind of stuff. Um, he only has like average speed. I thought he had good acceleration, but just in terms of his feet, his ankle flexibility, and just the way that he was able to consistently make decisions. He was always finding the green and getting plus yardage. And you know, definitely good enough as a receiving option for like checkdowns and stuff.
I thought he was one of the best 3 down backs, in this draft that could do it all because
Yeah.
he doesn't have to come off the field.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.